share went off. I just hope this battery take us through. Yep. Okay, yeah. This. Okay, can we see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so quick recap of yesterday class. Yeah, I hope we all went through the what's it called, the JavaScript introduction, the write-ups. So yesterday we discussed how to comment out statement, sentence, anything, single line comments, multi-line comments. Then we discussed about data types, and we said we have 6 or 7 data types. We have undefined, we have null, we have boolean, either true or false, and we have string, yeah, in quotes. Then we have symbol. We didn't really talk much about symbol. I was supposed to do a little research on it. I forgot. But then we talk about number, but it's because basically we don't really use it that much. Then we talk about numbers, then objects. Then after object, we cite this as an example. Yeah. Then we talk about how to declare variables, var, let, and const. And we said var is no longer var is no longer people are using it, but then a lot of people are not really using it. So just less than const. And we talked about naming convention. We have camel case, Pascal case, snake case, then Keba case. Then we discussed arithmetics in JavaScript, addition, multiplication, division, subtraction, remainder, which is also called modulus. Then we talked, okay, I think that's where we stopped. Then this little fun, how would I call it? Random number generator. So going on for today, we'll be talking about concatenation. Then after concatenation, we'll talk about array. Then we'll talk about nested arrays. Then lastly, we'll discuss array method. So that's where we're going to wrap up today's class. Then hopefully tomorrow is going to be workshop. We'll play around with HTML and CSS for the first hour. Then the second hour we'll talk about JavaScript. Yeah. So let's get started. Concatenation. So yeah, concatenation basically it's adding two things together. Yeah. So sometimes you want to like concatenate two strings together, or you want to like concatenate two arrays together. So concatenation it's something very useful. Take for instance now you um you want to you declare like 3 or 4 variables, and at the end what you want to do is pick all these variables and put them together. Yeah, so there is a way you can concatenate the variables. Take for instance now, I have let variable 1 equals my name, then let variable 2 equals web3 ladies. Yeah. Let country. Can we all hear me?
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
Okay. So now I can decide like, okay, I want to concatenate this. Let's assume our final result. Final result is let final result equals to. So I can say Malik, which is variable one, plus this is how to concatenate. We use the plus sign. So now this the system knows that okay, this variable one is a string, variable two is a string, variable three is a string. So I want to concatenate this now. I can say variable one Malik, another string is, let me put a space here, is a student space, and I can put a plus here and say, okay, Malik is a student of Web3. So instead of writing this Web3, I can say variable 2 plus academy, space here, plus then country. Yeah. So now the answer we are expecting as our final result now, let me console.log final result. Final result. So we'll say that the system will help us to add variable one plus is a student plus variable two, academy plus country. So if we check our console, let me start this. You can see here on line 147, final result, Malik is a student of Web3 Ladies Academy, Nigeria. Yeah, so concatenation helps us in such a way that if we have multiple variable and want to like bring them together, yeah, so we can concatenate them. But then there are sometimes that you want to concatenate things and like you might get an error. Take for instance, there's what is called type coercion. We'll discuss that later in the program. Type coercion in JavaScript. Yeah. So what type coercion basically is that the JavaScript code, JavaScript will try to like help you combat, yeah, a code. Take for instance now, let me say I want to do, okay, as we discussed yesterday, that a variable can be anything, right? A variable can be a boolean, a variable can be undefined, a variable can be null, a variable can be an object, a variable can be a number, can be anything. But now let's say I want to do, I want to comment out all this so that we have fresh. I want to do console.log. Let me say, okay, I have variable let a equals to true. Yeah, let b equals to 1. So now in this situation now, we have two types of data types that are not the same. Yeah. So let's see what JavaScript will want to like help us. Final results A plus B. You can see on our console, it's returning 2. Yeah. So that's in JavaScript, true is a boolean and false is a boolean, but true in what's it called, computer language, true is 1, false is 0. Yeah. So now JavaScript will help us and convert this true. Now we'll check the type of B. Okay, B is 1, a number. Then it tries to like help us and convert this true to 1 also. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. But then if I change this to false now, and see that it converted the true to 1 and the false to 0. So 1 plus 0 is equals to 1. So this is what we call type cohesion. There are some places that is very useful as we go down this thing now, down the line. We are going to talk about it. So there are sometimes that strictly equal to and not strictly equal to. Yeah. So there are some places that if you want to use them, JavaScript will try to like help you to convert and do the comparison for you. But there are some places that it won't help you to convert the value, the data types, so that you probably throw an error and you know that okay, I'm having a mistake here. So take for instance, like if I should say this into a string now, let me save this. You see what it did there. Now it converted this true now to a string also. We know that true here is a boolean, but false here is what is a string. So what JavaScript did was to convert this true to a string. This other one is a string, then it concatenated them. But if I should say something like is I want to like ask now, is A equals to B? Okay, let me change this to false also. So we have false boolean here, false string here. Is it? Let's see. JavaScript return false, that no, they are not equal. Yeah. So now in this situation now, JavaScript did not convert this A to a string, but this might look a little bit confusing for now, but as we go down the line you understand it. But for now, let's just know that you can concatenate multiple variables together. You can add one variable to another. Yeah, then we have what we call type cohesion. JavaScript trying to like help you to convert the type to a particular type for you. But for now, let's just know that okay, you can concatenate string together, you can concatenate number together. Take for instance, like if I change this to 1, let's say 100, yeah, JavaScript will convert, sorry, JavaScript will convert the 100 to a string. You can see 100 plus false. But if this is a number, this is a string, but it's a number, but in quotes. So basically is a string. So instead of JavaScript to convert this to a number now, no, it will leave it as a string, then concatenate 100 plus 5. So we'll have something like 1005. Yeah. But if this is just a number, it's going to be 105. So JavaScript can be weird sometimes, but there it has its own use cases. Yeah. When you want to check, and sometimes you don't really want to check, you just want to like concatenate the words together. So that is that about concatenation. You can concatenate anything, but then have at the back of your mind that we have what is called type cohesion. Type cohesion, where JavaScript try to help you convert your type to the type that will make sense on the code. But then when we get to the topic, we'll talk more about it. So the next one is array. So what is an array? An array is just like a container that you store your data types. Yeah. Take for instance now, I have the list of my student names and I want to store them somewhere for later use. So we can use an array. Yesterday we talked about objects. Yeah. So for like an object now, you can store properties. Like this example now, we talked about person. So this particular person now has key value pair, first name, last name, age, eye color, long hair, state, and gender. Yeah, but we can also have an array. So basically, an array is used as a container for storing data types, or basically anything that you want to store. Yeah. So to declare an array, you use a square bracket. So anywhere you see a square bracket like this, that is an array. So let me example. of arrays in JavaScript. So anywhere you see an array, a square brackets, this is an array containing 3 items and they are all string. So depending on what you want to put, any type of data types, it might be number, string, it might be combination of string, number, and boolean. So you can just put anything. Yeah. So it's just like a container for storing data types. So if you want to declare an array, you use square brackets. So let's say let first array equals to this. So by writing this, you've declared an array. So what is inside this array now depends on what you want to put inside. Yeah. So most times when you call an API, the results are always in an object or array. So there is no way you will not work with an array. You are always working with arrays. Yeah. So let's assume I have Malik. Yeah. Number. Yeah. String can be anything. Color. Then I can use Boolean also. And even have an object and key value pair. So the key value pair will now be, let's say, color equals red. Yeah. Then what again? I can have null, undefined. So we can have basically anything inside the array. So if I console this array now, if I console.log my first array, so we should see everything we have inside this FIR is not defined. Where is that? Line 162. Don't pass that. Yeah. So you can see now. So these are the items we have in the array. The first one is a string, the next one is a number, the third one is a string, the fourth one is boolean, the fifth one is object, the sixth one is null, and the seventh one is undefined. You can even see the browser even gave us the length, the total item in the array to be 7. So one of the things we need to know in arrays is that arrays start from index of 0. Yeah. So whenever you see an array, the first item, normally if you want to count, you're supposed to say, okay, Malik is the first one, yeah, which is position 1. Then 16473 is position 2. That's the second item. Then color is the third item. True, which is a boolean, is the fourth item. And object that has key value pair of color red is the fifth item. Null is the sixth item. Undefined is the seventh item. But in array, I think in is it computer science generally, index starts from 0. Yeah. So now if I want to have access to this now, this is going to be position 0, not position 1. Position 0. So indexing starts from, so this is going to be position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah. So now indexing starts from 0, but the total item is going to be 7. But because we are starting from 0, so it's going to be, this is going to be our first one: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 items inside the array, but the indexing starts from 0. Let me take that again. An array is a container. Yeah, it's like a container for storing items, data
Sorry, ma.
types. You can, yeah.
Please, can you please comment on the at the top of the array? Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So This is how to declare an array. You say you give it any name, then you use equals to a square bracket. So an array can have anything inside, be it a string, number, boolean, object, null, undefined, anything you want to put inside. Yeah. So now, but the total item inside the array, the indexing starts from 0. Yeah. So the first item at the beginning of the array, the position is going to be 0. Yeah, we know it's the first item. That's the item 1. The next one is going to be position 1, then on and on like that. So if I should say the length of this, I want to console log the length of this, the array. We'll still talk about array methods. So I want to check the total number of items I have in this expected 163. Okay. So this is throwing an error. Okay. So you can see we have length of 7. So we have 7 items. Let me just copy this, just paste it here. Yeah. So we have total item is 12. But now if I should do the indexing now, you see it's going to end at 11 because the index starts from 0. So this is going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So hope we got the gist. So that is that about how to declare an array. So you are going to be using arrays a lot because we are going to be using them to store items inside. Take for instance now, you want to collect the result of, let's say, today's or tomorrow's assignment. Yeah. So as everybody is entering that, okay, let's assume you design a a result tracker or something. Yeah, that is not persistent on database or anything. You just want to store the result on your browser. So you can create an array as a container where you store the result. Okay, the first person scored, let's say, 8/10. You just say, okay, take 8, put it inside the array. Then the second person scored 3 into the array. Then the third person scored 5, put 5 into the array. So after collecting the whole result, yeah, so you can just say, okay, console.log results. So inside that array now, you now see the whole result of the whole students. Yeah, so it's very useful in JavaScript. Yeah. Do you have any question about how to declare an array? Are we good?
It's clear. Yeah, yes, we're good. But I have a question concerning the
Okay.
concatenation. Yes.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
wanted,
Yeah, go on.
yes. So for instance, I wanted to ask if we have a number and a string in which it is a number that is inside. For instance, now a
Yes.
number, let's say number 2. Then we now have a
Yes.
string which is 2. What will the
Yes.
console.log give us?
Okay. So instead of assuming, let's try it. So she said if we have a, let's c equals to 2 as a number, right? Then let b equals to 2 as a string. So now if I concatenate these two now, console.log c concatenate b. Yeah, the first one is a number, while the second one is a string. But because of the type cohesion, JavaScript will try to like convert the first one to a string also. Yeah, and concatenate. So let's see what so we're expecting something like 22. Can you see it here? Answer 22. But the next question that you might want to ask is, what if I don't want JavaScript to help me and do this? Yeah, I don't want JavaScript to, I now JavaScript is helping me to convert the first one to a string and concatenate them to be 22. But what I actually want is, I want the answer to be 4. Like my students are filling 2 forms, 1 is returning, I'm collecting the input of 1 as 2, which is a number, and I'm collecting the input of the other one as 2 as a string. But what I basically want is numbers, so that by the time I add the 2, it should give me 4. So there are 2 ways you can do that. That is why I don't know if you've heard of TypeScript, yeah, although that's above the scope of what we're talking about, but let me just give quick explanation. So yeah, JavaScript, because JavaScript is a loose language, yeah. So there are some teams of developers that came up with TypeScript, yeah. It's a superset of JavaScript, like it's built on top JavaScript. It's JavaScript, yeah, but it's a typed language, like it's not that loose. So now, if you are expecting a number somewhere, yeah, like okay, I declared let Malik equals to no, let name equals to Malik. Yeah. So now there is a way in TypeScript that I will tell TypeScript that okay, this name variable must be a string. Yeah, you do something like this. String. So if I should come back down here and say okay, so 3, it will say no, 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 no. You can't change name to be a number. Name must. It does. It helps you to track the type of the variable that you are string. It will always be a string. It's not going to change. Yeah. So if you want a variable to be a number, Boolean, it will not accept it. If I want to give it an undefined, it will not accept it. Tell me that okay, it must be a number. So in situations like this, in JavaScript, we have TypeScript that takes care of that, but that is when you now go into TypeScript. Yeah, but for JavaScript now, in this kind of situation, what you want to do is this string, because what we want to try and achieve is we want to add 2 plus 2 together to give us 4 as a string. JavaScript is concatenating it, is converting this first one to a string also, and there are 2 ways to do it. The first way is number. I will convert this D now to a number. I can now say D number then D. So now, so what JavaScript will do is it will take the value of D, which is string 2, and it will now convert it to a number for me. Yeah. So if we check the console now, should be expecting 4. See a 4 here, right? So now I've converted this string now to a number. Yeah. Then I think another way is it evaluate? Yeah. So evaluate. So what this evaluate does is that it's also going to convert this D. If I should save now, and see we have a 4 here. It's going to convert this this D to a number also. I think another way is is it pass int? These are, yeah, I think it's pass int. These are ways you can convert string to a number. I think this is another way. Yes, pass int will also convert this. But let's assume it's the other way around. I actually want this to be, let me switch the case. I actually want to have let's say we have 2 3. So now 2 3 plus C plus D. So we are expecting 25, right? Let me save this. Yeah, we have 25 on the console. But what I actually want is I want one of these to be a string, like so that the concatenation will now be 2 2 3. Yeah, I can also convert this number to a string also. I think to string dot to string. Yeah, these are methods that when you go deeper in JavaScript, you understand them. You can see here now, I now have these 2 plus this 23. So this 23 is now a string. Yeah. That's why we're having 2, 2, 3. So so there are different weights. That's why when you are writing your code, you have to be very careful. You know, when we started yesterday class, I explained that know the type of data you want to be working with. Yeah. So there are sometimes that you don't trust data that are sometimes, not all the time actually, because the developer that is working on the front end also might be sending you the correct data. But you as a backend, like a backend developer now, you don't want to like trust the old data that is coming from the front end. So that's why you can like verify the data that is coming. So as a backend developer now, take for instance now, I'm expecting a credit card number, yeah, that are supposed to be figures, not string. But the front end person is actually sending the what's it called, credit card numbers as a string, like maybe something like this. Then you now have long number, yeah. So this is a credit card number, but in string. So you as the backend developer, what you want to do is you collect this data, verify it yourself. You can do type of, is this a number? Is it a string? So that you know. But if it is TypeScript, even from the front end, will not even allow the front end developer to even send the number. It will tell you that, okay, this number you're trying to send is supposed to be a number, not a string. Yeah. So so the person that asked the question, and I hope you understand, you get the logic now.
Yes, I totally understand. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. So do we still have any question on array?
Sorry, Malik, my question is on concatenation and array. So my
Okay.
question is it safe to say concatenation is just like addition?
Yes, exactly. So you're bringing multiple things together. Yeah, you can say it's like addition, but in the real sense, you can't use the word addition because you are not only adding numbers. You can add string, you can add boolean, you can just bring things together. Yeah.
Okay, then for the array, you said we can use it to store it's like a container where you can store data
Oh,
types.
yes, yes,
So my question is, if you're storing data types in the array, can it be used elsewhere? Like
yes.
for example, when you store something, you can always go back and take something from there and use it
From
somewhere else.
exactly, yes, yes, and that is one of the essence of storing something somewhere for later use. So we'll see how that works as we go down the line. Yeah, Chioma is asking back end. I thought this is front end language. Yeah. So assuming you read the, what's it called, the introduction to JavaScript, JavaScript over the years has evolved. Yeah. Initially, JavaScript was created as language of the web, right? But over the years, it has evolved. So you can now use JavaScript for a lot of things now. JavaScript on backend, JavaScript for iOS and for IoT, Internet of Things, JavaScript for data analysis, basically JavaScript. I remember when Elon Musk launched the I think was it last year or last 2 years, one of their spacecraft that was launched. Yeah, the screen that they used, the browser was, there's one of the applications there that runs on JavaScript. Like I could remember because JavaScript was like trending that time when Elon Musk tweeted that, okay, some part of the components name or blah 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 was written with JavaScript. So over the years, JavaScript has evolved. So we can use JavaScript for virtually everything that other programming languages are doing. The thing is just that what you want to do would depend on the kind of language you want to like use. Yeah, but then there are sometimes that you want to like, okay, I already know this one language, I don't want to learn another language again. With this language do the work. And it's one of the opportunities that we JavaScript developer are having on Web3 now. Solidity is the language for blockchain, right? But it's very, very close to JavaScript. So if you know JavaScript very well, you don't have problem with Solidity. I can guarantee you that if we let me Google Solidity Solidity code snippet. I just want to like, let's see some examples. We'll see that it's very, very close to JavaScript. It's been a while I wrote Solidity code, but then I'm trying. Okay. Calling other. Okay. Yeah. Calling others. We can see. This looks a little bit advanced. Let me just. Okay. Yeah. This is an array that is declared in Solidity. This is Solidity, right? But yeah, me as a JavaScript developer, I can pretty much understand what is happening here. Okay, contract. This is an array. This is unit public. An array is declared here. An array. This is the first one. This is the second one, array 2. And we can see this is an array. Yeah. So probably what this line is doing is they are declaring an array of a fixed length, and this is the name. Yeah, this is the function. We'll talk about function next week. Then it takes in an argument and params, and it's returning an array. So it's returning this array that was declared here and position of index. So it's going to get this params and argument that is passed in from the function. They use to get the value. So this array here now might contain a lot of number data types. Then you want to get the particular one. We've not gotten there. We'll talk about index. Okay, we've talked about index in array. So this is how you get a particular index. So let's assume the value of I is 3 now. So we'll get the value of I at this array. So you can see that function array push. This is the way you push into the array. Pop to remove. Array.length. We've talked about length, the one we use. So basically, Solidity is very, very close to JavaScript. So that's what I'm trying to say. So JavaScript now can be used in a lot of other things. Yeah. So any other question? I think we are moving very well. Okay.
I have a question on
shoot.
concatenation.
Okay.
So you were saying the part where you were trying to compare true and false and with a number, I didn't really get that part because I lost my network then.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I talked about what type cohesion is. Maybe that's what I will start tomorrow workshop with, type cohesion. Somebody should please remind me tomorrow that I want to discuss type cohesion. Let me do a little research on it. So, but basically what it is that JavaScript will try to like help you convert one type to another. Yeah, you want to concatenate. Basically, we understand that concatenation is like addition, right? Like, okay, adding things together. Yeah. So, but now, let A equals to true. Yeah. Let A equals to true. Let B equals to false. Yeah. So let's log our answer. A plus B. Yeah. So now, in real sense, we are seeing the word true as A equals true and B equals false. Yeah. But if I say I want to concatenate this now, let's see what is going to display. Yeah, we've changed that. Line 156. Okay, our answer. We can see the result is 1. Why is it 1? We know that computers does not understand English. They don't understand Japanese. They don't understand Chinese. They don't understand Arabic. They don't understand French. What computers understand is 1 and zeros. Yeah, that's the language of computers. So everything we are writing on the on the code base, on the VS Code, is being compiled to zeros and ones, because that's what computer understand. So basically, in programming, true is the same thing as 1. False is the same thing as 0. Yeah. So when we did this concatenation now, so it's basically doing 1 plus 0. So the system now has helped us to convert this true to 1, then false to 0. But if I change this to a string now, yeah, let's save. Can you see what we are getting here? We are getting true, false together. So what the system did was to help us convert this second one also to a string. Probably I said, okay, I think Malik made a mistake. I think this is what he's trying to like achieve. So the system now help me to like convert the, what's it called, the false to a string also. That it concatenated it. Yeah. So in some situations, that's why TypeScript comes in. Like, okay, I actually know what I'm doing. Don't convert it for me. Okay, help me and convert it. It was a mistake. I don't know if you get the logic. So
Yes,
there are sometimes that you write a number. Yeah, you want to write 2 plus 2 now, which is going to give you 4. But then it's not 4 that you actually want. You want it to be 22. You want the actual concatenation, not the addition. Yeah. So now the JavaScript will want to like help you to convert the string to a number. Let me make this to be 2 now. This to be 5. In real sense, I'm supposed to get answer to be 7. Yeah, which is correct. But then let's assume something happened. This guy is now in string. So what JavaScript will be like, okay, you want to add a string and a number, which is not like possible in real sense, because you can't add 10 plus 8 together. Yeah. So what JavaScript will now do is to help you and convert this second one to a string also. That is when you have 25 together. I hope that answered the question.
Yes, but
Okay.
that also begs another question. So which
Okay.
supersedes which? Because in one case it helped convert it to a number, in another case it helped convert it to a string. So is it that whichever one that is on the first line is what is dominant, like to convert it to a string or a number? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get. I think it's always the first one. I think it's always the first one, but let's confirm. Not really done that experiment. Let's see. B plus. I've not actually done this experiment before. But I know JavaScript. Okay. I think it's not based on the default. So I think it has to do with string and number. So it's always converting the string to the number to a string. Because on this now we are getting 52. Yeah. So it's always converting the number to string. Let's do true here. So can you hear me? Okay. So true and true. So I think if I do true plus actual number, I think these are supposed to be expecting 5 or so. It's going to convert the true to okay. I think there is hierarchy of how this conversion is, but I'll try and do a little research on it. So by tomorrow we'll start with the type cohesion. Let's just discuss a little bit on it. Okay. I think some have let me do true plus null. Let me see what we are going to get. We got 1. So basically it converted null to be 0, which is empty. Let me do undefined. JavaScript can be funny sometimes. Not a number. So this now has been converted to a number. and this now is not a number. So it's trying to like add a number to what is not a number. So we are okay. You guys are just seeing NAM for the first time. So I think let me just. So what NAM means in JavaScript is not a number. So it happens when you try to like add two things together, and one of the thing is not like a number. And after, ideally JavaScript is supposed to like, okay, help us to convert one to another, but then it tried converting it and it couldn't get a valid response, so it's going to throw like not a number. Yes. So do we still have any question on array so that I can go to the next
Yes,
one?
one last question, please.
Okay.
Okay, so I noticed in everything you've been writing, the last line, irrespective
Yes.
of how much variable you declare, the
Yes.
last line is always console.log, and then you enter some informations. So now my question is the console.log is what always gives us our answer on the browser?
Yes.
Okay,
It's just for
okay.
It's just for us to display what we are doing on the browser. The reason why we are using console.log is that, let's assume I have b to be true now. I can write a function that is using this b to be true here on the browser, let's say on the web page. But probably I will need to like click a button for the interaction to occur. But we just want to see what we are doing straight away. That's why we're using the console. So console is just like a place that you view what you are doing.
Okay, so because I know the other ones you told us we have to go live for something. So does is this a substitute to going live, or I don't know, or is this a substitute that automatically launches it on the browser or something?
Okay, yeah, the going live is we want to run the HTML, that's this now, on the browser. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically we have HTML, CSS, and JavaScript here. So the HTML now is just the skeletal view, all this that we are seeing, all these elements. So going live is just an extension for running what we've written in HTML on the browser. So when you click save, it just automatically rerun it for you, this live server we are using. Yeah. But for JavaScript now, first, JavaScript is used for the interaction on the web page. But yeah, we've not gotten to a place that where you click a button, we see the interaction. So the one or two plus and minus that we are doing, if you want to like see the interaction, that's why we use console. So that, okay, you see what you are doing. And sometimes if there's an error, it always shows up on the console.
Okay. Sorry, my question is becoming too much. Now I can see that everything that you're doing is showing on the inspect part of browser. So does that mean that when we're writing JavaScript in any, like when we're writing a JavaScript programming language, the only place you can see the result of what you're doing is in the inspect part of the browser?
No. You can also use your, what's it called? Your editor also. Yeah. So if you come to terminal, you can also see it on your terminal. Okay, see it here at the top part. If you click terminal, new terminal, it's going to come up. Then the shortcut is control plus shift plus backtick. Yeah, this is backtick. Let me show you this sign. This is a tick, right? Yeah. So if you press control plus shift plus that sign, it's going to come up. So now I can run this file now. Okay, you have to install what is called Node. So Node is Node package manager. Probably I'll find, okay, let me drop a message for Faith so that I can pick it here. Sorry, this is me reminding myself about Node. So I'll just try. Next week workshop we'll talk about Node so that you get to like understand what Node. So it's possible to run your JavaScript code on your code editor also, but you will use the power of Node npm. So I will next week we'll talk about it, how you can run your code on this instead of going to your browser if you don't want to but if when you're on your browser, it's because on your browser you can interact with the HTML, see your results here, but then on the VS Code you can't interact with your HTML here. You can only just see your JavaScript results here, but then you can't interact. Take for instance now, assuming I want to click on a button now for me to get a result on the console. So I have to press it here and be going back. Whereas you can just press it here, see the results here, right? Instead of doing. So if I want to run this, let me do I think npm index. No, sorry. No index. I want to run polygon. Polygon.js. Run command to see list of npm run. Okay. I didn't initialize the node package on this project. It's just an empty project. Let me see if it's going to work. npm init. Yes. npm polygon.js. Yeah, inside the folder.
Malik, is npm like a software or what?
Yeah, it's like a software. It's a package manager. It's like a package manager built with JavaScript.
So if we want to use it now, we have to install it on our system.
Yes, you have to install it on your system.
Oh, okay.
As an extension or install on the system?
No, as a software.
As a software.
Yeah. Don't worry for now. When we get there.
Oh.
npm. Okay, Node.js. Yeah, this is it. You have to install it. You can just download that of your system.
Okay.
Also, if I have it
basically,
already.
Okay.
Yeah, you said?
I said, what if the person has it already?
Yeah, you don't need to
Can
install it again. Yes. Go to your if you go to your terminal like this and you type node-v. If you can see the version here, that means you have it installed already, so you don't need to install it again. So but then don't let us go into Node for now. It's too early to discuss Node, but you can actually run your JavaScript code on your terminal here. I don't know why this one is not working. Probably because I didn't initialize it with package.script test.
So basically,
yeah.
JavaScript is like a language that front-end developers use to interact or send information to the back-end, because front-end, from what we've been saying so far, I think it has everything to do with what we see on the web page and the aesthetics, the everything on the web page. But this is looking more like if you don't break down some things, you can't get the details.
Yeah, JavaScript, it's basically the language for the web. Yeah, so the web now is divided into three parts. Basically two parts. What you can interact with and what you cannot interact. What you can see and what you cannot see. Yeah, so what you can see is the front end. What you cannot see is the back end. Yeah. So now on the front end, now we now use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So HTML will just give you the skeletal view. Yeah, what you can see, like the text, the button, the color, and everything. The CSS will just make it fanciful so that the colors and the font size will not be too big. It's just for user experience. Now JavaScript will now give you that interaction. Like, okay, if I click this button, let this happen. If I press this, let this happen. So now JavaScript is what you are going to use, is the language you use that will communicate from the front end to the back end.
Okay.
So sometimes you can't use JavaScript to write backend language, but now when Node came, you can now use JavaScript to write backend language. That was what I was trying to explain the other time, that you can use JavaScript for a lot of things.
Okay, so basically, this is like the JavaScript is like the backend language in quotes for the front-end developers.
No.
No,
It's
I mean, I understand that is a front-end language, but I'm just trying to say
yes,
that is a thing that is not on display for viewers or those that are going to be seeing it. So it's like a backend thing
exactly.
where they
No,
get some.
yes, you will not see it on the screen, but it's
Okay,
happening on the background. Yes.
all right.
So you can use PHP on server, also C++, other languages also.
Sorry, Malik, I want to ask a
All right, thank
question.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, my question is with regards to what you're explaining now.
Okay.
I know there was during my product management class when they were like we are assigning task on the Jira board. So
Yeah.
after giving the back end guys to come up with something, then if we want to assign it to the front end, we like implement
Yes.
what the back end has done,
I've
or
done
that can be
exactly.
also like exactly. So my question is now, how, let's assuming a front end guy has done, a back end has finished doing something, how do we, are we going to implement with the HTML, or I don't know, is it JavaScript you are using to implement, or something like that, or what?
You use the three: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Yeah. So the first one you will do is you use HTML and CSS to do the design. When you do the design, yeah, like I have this design and this is what I'm supposed to design. This is the application. Yeah, you can see it now. But if I click sign out now, nothing is happening. I click sign in, nothing is happening. I've used HTML and CSS to design this beautiful page, this application as looking fine, Web3 ladies. But I fill my form. I put my form here, put a number here, put my date of birth. Yeah. And I click a button. Where is the button? I click this button. Bah, nothing is happening. Why is that? Because the JavaScript is not there yet. So now the JavaScript is what you are going to use for the interaction. So the JavaScript is what you use to fetch this value that this person has written, this number, the date of birth. When I click this sign in, it will now take those data and send it to the backend. So what the backend guys are expecting from me are just a couple of data. So what they'll probably design what we call API. So it's just for you to consume those API with JavaScript now, collect the required information and send it to the backend. So now it's just like you are doing two works. You are going to design the beautiful user interface that people will see, yeah, with your HTML and CSS. After that, now, okay, you've designed it. What next? How do I interact with this thing? I can input my credit card details on the platform, but I can't use it to buy anything. So what next? So it's that JavaScript that you will now use to bundle everything together, the credit card details I've entered, the expiry dates, the CVV, and send it to the backend guys. So the backend guys will receive it, collect the details, do whatever they want to do, and send me back a response. So is that response now, I will now use my JavaScript again to tell the user that, okay, your purchase is successful, your purchase is not successful, you have lesser accounts amount in your account, blah blah blah. So JavaScript is what foster that interaction between the front end and the back end. Is the main language. Yeah. So HTML is just for the elements, see what I've designed, what is my name, input my age, blah blah blah. CSS, make it look fanciful. That's okay. Yeah, I like this page, it's fine. This Instagram feed is fine. I probably want to come back next time. Yeah. Then the interaction now is being done with JavaScript. I hope that answered our question. So let's keep going because of time. So we're done with array. Let's talk about nested arrays. So as I mentioned earlier, we can have an array, yeah, that contains a lot of things: data type, string, color, boolean, undefined. So we can also have array that is inside an array. Yeah, I can say let's nested array equals to this is an array, right? I have Malik, true, undefined. I can also have an array inside array again. I say, okay, orange, apple, can see. Can we see? Are we together? Okay.
Yes, we're
So
with you.
okay. So now we can have a nested array. So I have the first item here is Malik, true, undefined, and the third item here now is what? Is an array again that contains another items. So this is what we call nested array. So there are sometimes that this might be also useful. Also, you have an array. Let's say we have okay, let's say I registered on a website that is returning my name, this, and let's on that platform now, let's assume I'm subscribed to let's say 3 courses. Okay, let's assume this is my details that is returned from Udemy. Yeah, so they have my name, they have my credit card number, then my country undefined. So, and I have like 3 courses. I have HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Yeah, so this is an individual array. So it might be anybody. It can be John. Let's say other name is Do. Yeah, I'll say okay. Age is 67, and the courses the person has subscribed to is HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So now it helps to like bundle this thing together, the details. Now you have one particular container which is nested array. So inside that nested array, you have the person's first name, last name, age, and you have another array inside that array that contains the courses the person has subscribed to. Yeah, so this is how to declare a nested array. So after that, let's talk about how to have access to this array. We discussed here how to like create an array, but we've not discussed how to have access to it. So now let me bring this down here. Let me just copy it so that. So now, if I want to have access to this, let's assume this first array now is just the first console.log my answer. So I want to have access to this, the first item on this thing. So the name of that array, and I open this square bracket, and I discussed earlier that the index of an array starts from 0. So if I should put 0 here now, the value. So what I'm trying to do here is to access the first value in this array, this first array. So now my answer is going to be Malik. So I should be expecting Malik on the console. And see, I have Malik on the console. So if I want to have access to this second one, I will change it to 1 at index 1. So see, number. If I want to have access to this, so it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I change this to 4. So this is how to access, and see, color equals to red. So this is how to access the particular value of an array. Okay, let me use this second one as an example. Second answers. So nested array. So who can tell me if I want to have access to to this array here now. Who can tell me what my value is going to be here? From what I explained just now.
So, sorry, 3.
3. Who said that? Who said 3?
Jovita, Choma.
Okay, Chioma, yeah. Okay, so let's give it a try. 3. And voila, that's it. So she's correct. So that's how to have access to. So if I want to have access to CSS, not the whole array now, I want to have access to CSS. What is it going to be? Yeah, who is speaking?
It should be 3.
It's going to be 3. Joy, okay, you said 3. Okay.
Yes, but then you put a sort of like semicolon 2. I'm not sure, sir, but I think so.
You said semicolon 2?
Yes.
Like this? Or like this?
Yes.
Okay, let's try. So
Put
I should
2.
just put 2 like this.
Yeah.
Okay, but my VS Code is throwing an error already. But yeah, at least you tried. So let me check my console. So I have an error, line 195. So who wants to try again?
It should be
Also try.
in the same one, the same box with the 3.
What's the box called?
The square bracket, sorry.
Okay. So
Should be in the square bracket.
I should remove the column.
Leave the column.
Okay. Like this. My VS Code is throwing an error. So we have who said this second answer? Okay, Joy said I should do it this way. I want to know the person that just finished talking.
Choma.
Okay, it's Chioma. Okay, you're actually correct, but this column is not needed. Yeah, so basically what this column does is just to tell you that, okay, you've reached the end of the line. So most times we don't used to put it in JavaScript because the VS Code knows that, okay, once you are no longer on that line, you've stopped. That's why most times you see me that I'm not putting it and the code is still working. So this is how to get access to the second what's it called, to the second array. So now the first one, this nested array, the first one is 0, 1, 2, 3. So the answer gave us the whole of this. Yeah. So now we'll now assume that this is another array on its own. Yeah. So we want to enter that array now. So we put another square brackets and say, okay, 0, 1, 2. So if I have, let's assume I have another square bracket now, and I have 1, 2, 3, string Chioma. Yeah. So if I want to have access to Chioma now, I can say, okay, 1, 2, 3. No, 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I put my 3. So inside this is 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I'll change this to 3. Then I want to have access to Chioma 0, 1, 2, 3. So, comma 3. So if I should save this now, I should be able to see Chioma on the console. Yeah, you can see. So this is how to have access to nested arrays in JavaScript. There's what we call, okay, let's go to array methods. I wanted to discuss .flat, but don't worry, as we are. So the next thing we are going to discuss about is array methods. So we have lots of array method. I'll just pick like 4 or 5 that we'll talk about. Then I think the rest is going to be assignments for you guys. Let me see. I think that's your assignment. Then go do research on it, check more, try study. Then if you have any issue with it, So the assignment that will be released to you guys is going to be list all array methods with 2 examples each. So I will discuss about 4 or 5 now. Then we have a lot of them. You can check the what's it called, the resources that were given. So lists all the array methods with 2 examples. Don't copy code online. Try as much as possible to formulate your, if you copy codes, I will know. Try as much as possible to formulate your own examples. Anyone that you don't understand, do research on it. Keep it as a question for me. So during the what's it called, workshop, no, you have to submit the assignment for this week. So by next week, we'll talk about it. So anyone you have, or maybe by weekend, if we are not too busy on Saturday, we can just fix 2 hours so that we can like talk about the assignment if you don't understand. But basically the assignment is straightforward, just that. So let me discuss array methods that we have. So now the first one we'll be talking about is array methods. The first one we're talking about is push. The array that was declared here, you can see that I manually fill in the items, yeah. But we can, there's a way we can do it our code base. Take for instance now, I want to store the results of you guys' assignments in an array. Yeah. So instead of me doing it manually, I can automate it and say, okay, fill in. I can just come here like this and say, where is that my input? Or okay, it's here. Oh yeah, this person scored 23. I click button, boom, it will just enter the array. This person scored 2,333. Press a button and it's going to enter this thing. So the way we are going to do the array method that we are going to use is called push. Yeah. So now let's result array. Result array equals to, this is an empty array. There's nothing inside. Yeah. Let's confirm that. Console.log our assignment results. Anybody that scored less than, okay, hope you guys have seen your HTML assignment score.
No, we have not.
Yeah, and I think we've done that, but then that's by the way, we all passed, so you guys should not be worried about that. So we should be more worried about the learning. So this week assignment is going to be over 10 and nobody should score less than 8. So result array. So let me save that. So we have an empty array, right? There's nothing inside. Okay. So now I want to, inside this array now, I want to push the assignment score. I will now say this array, I'll call this array dot push. So what do I want to push inside this array? I can push anything. I can push a boolean, a number, a string, anything. So let's assume Chairman scored 7. Yeah. And let's assume Joy scored 8. Malik scored 2. Hey, God forbid, my teacher will beat me. And the last person scored 10. Yeah. So if I should save this now, let me now console log our results now. Final. Yeah. So we are going to notice 2 things here. We've created this an empty array. Yeah. So here now, I console log it on line 204. I console log the array is empty. So on line 206 now, I now push the first score into it. The person scored 7, the next person scored 8, the third person scored 2, and the fourth person scored 10. So now we are expecting that the final result of this our array should contain all these numbers. So let's save and go to our browser. Can we see the magic? On line 204, the array was empty. Yeah. But on line 211 now, we've pushed this into this array, into the array. We push this also, we push this, and our final array is going to contain all these numbers. So see 7, 8, 2, 10. So I can push anything through undefined, null, Malik. I can even push an object that says color equals green. Yeah, what else can I push? I can push Web3 ladies. If I should view my array now, you can see we have 10 items inside the array. We have 7, 8, 2, 10, true, undefined, null. We have an object also. We have Web3 lady. So you can basically push anything into the array. So that's the first array method that we'll talk about. Then the next one is pop. So basically what pop does is it removes the item. Okay, yeah. Now if we look at, let me comment out the whole of this. Save. You can see that we have one item inside the array. If I should uncomment this now, you can see that the second item is 8, which is behind it. So it's like increasing, right, in order. The next one is going to be 2 until it gets to Web3.
Please, can you go through it again? I did not get the second array method. Thank you.
Okay, no, I've not started the second one. It's just see
Oh.
the push. Yeah, so I'm just trying to like show you guys again. So now this is what we have. So now for the pop, pop will now remove. You know, when I was sending it in, it was 7, then 8, then 2, then 10, true, false, blah blah blah. So for pop now, if I want to remove now, you pop out this. Yeah. So the last one that entered, which is this one, Web3 lazy. If I should do array result array dot pop now, it's going to remove this. If I should do the pop again, it's going to remove this. If I should do the pop again, to remove this. So now I can say this dot pop. I should save now. So before we view it on the console, I have an empty array. So I added 7, 8, 2, 10, true, undefined, null, Malik, object of this, and Web3 ladies. Then I console log the results here. So here now, I want to now remove this last one. This was the last one that entered. So I want to remove it. So I do array.pop. So if I should console log my result again, our assignment final results after removing is on line 226. We can see that on our assignment final results, we have 10 items there, including Web3. But after running the array.pop, you can see that the Web3 lady is no longer there again. It has been removed. So that's the function of the .pop method. It removes the last item in the array. So if I should add this now a couple of times, so from this now, I added 7, 8, 2, 10, true, undefined, null, Malik, green, Web3. So when it gets here, it will now first remove the last one, which is Web3 ladies, and it will now remove this object that is here, this color green. Then it will now remove what again? It will remove Malik. The next one will now remove null. The next one will now remove undefined. So basically, what we are going to be expecting on our console now should be from 7, 8, 2, 10, and true, because we added everything, but we later removed. The first one will remove this, remove green, remove malignant. So we should be expecting 7 to true. So when we save, and see, so our final result is just 5 items: 7, 8, 2, 10, and true. So the push now will push into the array the value one after the other. Then the pop will remove the values one after the other, starting from the last item that was inserted into the array. Do we get that?
Yes.
Okay. So the next one we are going to talk.
What if you
Yeah, I
want
can hear you.
to target a particular one that in between, not maybe the last one. Let's say you want to remove true, and then you want to leave
Yeah.
the others after true, and then the ones before it. Is there a way we can do that?
Okay, with Elizabeth, that's a very nice question. Yeah, there is a way, but then it's part of your assignment. We'll discuss it.
Okay.
It is called
All
splice. Maybe I will not touch it. Let you go and do research on it. There is pop, there is push, there is shift, there is unshift, there is filter, there is map, there is splice, there is slice. There are a lot of them. So I'll just talk about 4. And from the example, what you mentioned now is splice and slice is part of it. So it's going to be part of your assignment. And if you don't really understand how it works, then we'll talk about it in not this week, next week workshop, I think. Yeah. Any other question? Okay, yeah. Messi, bring it on.
Okay, good evening. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe the last person I've asked the question, but my network went off. I want to ask that, what if you want to specify the particular one that you want to remove? Instead of you writing dot pop till
Yeah,
you get to the particular one,
yeah,
how are you
yeah,
going to
yeah.
specify? Are you going to write it inside the box?
No. Okay, yeah, you can like write it inside the box. That's square this to replace that one at that particular index. But that's when you know the index. Yeah. So what Elizabeth asks is more of the same question. So it's part of your assignment. Go and do research on it. It's here on the resources that we are giving. Do research on it. Try to like understand it. So if you don't get the gist, then bring it on as a question in our next workshop. You understand? Yeah, and I think I like the fact that you guys are being like asking this kind of question. It shows that we are all following the trend. So thumb up for you guys. So let's go to the next one.
Yes,
So
not hard.
let's do let's do shift. Okay, so push will just like add into the into the array one after the other. Then pop will be removing it one after the other from the last. Yeah, so we have shift now. Shift, let me use the same array. So now our array pop copy dot shift. What do you want to shift? So shift now, let me console.log. Find after shifting, so that we'll know what can we. This is the result. We'll notice what happened. Anybody? Elizabeth?
Please, can you go back to the
This is the console. This is I ran our results. Yeah, result array dot shift. They are now console log it. This is the result. Can you compare these two results?
Yeah, it started from the second, like from first to the fourth one. From one to third. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
This and this is the same. This. The only difference is this 7. So what can you deduce?
It removed the first one.
Exactly. Who said that?
Olabisi.
Okay, yeah. So you notice when we did push, it was pushing 7, 8, 2, 10 through undefined, null, Malik, this, and web3. Then when we did pop, it was removing from the back web3, then this object, then Malik. So this is what we now have left. So from this now, we now need shift. So what shift does is to remove, but it's not removing from the back now, it's removing from the front. Yeah. So now with this shift, it removed 7. So if I should do another shift now, it's going to remove 8. So let me add another one. We can see the difference now. The first shift is going to remove 7. The second shift is going to remove 8. So we are now left with 2, 10, and true. 2, 10, and true. So that's what shift does. So shift and pop, they do the same thing, but from different angle. Pop will remove from the back, while shift is going to remove from front. Hope we got that. Then we have results array dot on shift. So what on shift does is international. Spots. So let me console.log so I will see on shift. Can we see what happened?
Yes, sir.
So what happened there?
It replaced it with the first one and the second one.
Replace or added. Let me see it again.
It's replaced.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's not replace. It's adding from the front.
Added.
Yeah, you can see that shift is removing from front. It removed 8 and 2, but on shift now added the first one is international. It added international. Okay, let me comment this out so that you see it very well. You can see the results we have after removing with shift. Yeah, so we now added international. No, push usually push from back like this from here, but now on shift is inserting it from front. You can see. So this is our new result. Yeah. So if I should add spots now, it will add spots to it from front. So if I should add web3 ladies, you can see. So it's adding from front. So we have.
Okay, is it like it's adding from the bottom to the top?
Let's use, since it's on a horizontal line, let's use front to back. Yeah. So it's adding from front now. That's from here. Can you see it? But if you want to say, okay, from top, yeah, we can do it like this. So it's adding from top to bottom.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've discussed 4 methods now. We've discussed push, pop, shift, and unshift. So let me talk about the last one before we wrap it up. Then your assignments, you have to like go and learn more about the remaining one. We have slice, what Elizabeth was talking about the other time. Go through it. We have splice. Go through it. If you don't understand, bring it as a question. We'll talk about it. So let me talk about the last one. Then we'll just answer a few questions before going. It's almost time. So let's talk about filter. So should I talk about map or filter? Okay, let's talk about map. So map now is just like looping. We are going to do looping next week so that you get used to looping properly. week 4. Okay, looping is going to be week 5. But then, okay, let me just give you overview. So basically, what looping is, from the word loops, it's just from moving from one item to the other. Like, okay, now we have this long array. Yeah, this long array. So I want to like loop through the array. I want to loop through this. I want to know what is the value of this, the value of this, the value of this. So I will go one after the other, from year to year, from year to year. When I'm done with this guy, I move to this guy. When I'm done with this guy, I move to this guy. So that's basically what looping is. Like, you have 10 people on the queue, so one person coming at a time. So that's looping. You move from one person to another, from one person to another, from one person to another. So we have an array method that is called .map. So it's used for looping. So now we have our result array that we've been talking about since. So I can do result array, then .map. So what this .map does is basically to map through the elements inside the array. Yeah, we created the array here, then we inserted these items, all these items, then we remove about 5 out of it. Yeah, then here also we remove 2, then we added another 3 to it again. So we have how many items left?
Sorry, Malik, did you say on shift is used to add items or take out items?
No,
from the array?
it's used to add item. It might be confused. Don't follow the English word. Follow what it does. Shift is to remove. On shift is to add. You get it? So now,
I'm trying to understand the difference between that and push. Sorry.
Okay, the difference is that we have okay, this is an array. I'm coming. This is an array, right? Let me reduce. Can you see this?
I can.
Okay, so now this is an array. If I want to push an item into this now, can you see where my mouse is?
Can.
So if I push an item now, it's going to come here. It's going to enter here. This is what push does. If I do dot push now and push Lizzie inside, it comes here. Yeah, so that we'll have index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can reduce the. Then we have index 7. This is what push does. So if I push Lizzie into this array now, it comes to the back, becomes index 7. Yeah. Then if I pop Lizzie now, Lizzie is going to go out. That's if I do dot pop, Lizzie is going to go out because it was Lizzie that entered last. Lizzie is going to, if I do pop now, Lizzie will go out. If I do pop again, undefined will go out. If I do pop again, null will go out. Yeah. So we'll be left with all this. Yeah, that's push and pop. But if I do shift now will remove Malik. From here, it will remove Malik. If I do shift again, it will remove this number. If I do shift again, it will remove column. Then if I do on shift something, if I do on shift Lizzie, it will add Lizzie to the front. So the difference is just from front and back. Pop and push this with the back. White shift and unshift is from front. Do we get the gist now?
Thank you.
So let me give Yeah, let me give you a simple scenario. The first one for pop and push is ATM queue. Yeah, is the first person that gets to the ATM queue that will use the queue. Let's assume we have 5 people on the queue now. So the 6th person that is coming will be the 6th person behind the queue, right? So the next person that is coming will be the 7th person. Yeah. So let's assume the 7th person feel like, okay, this queue is too long and doesn't want to stay. The person will just go. Yeah. So that's last in, first out. You understand? But from the top now, let's assume a restaurant queue now. Yeah. If you have a restaurant queue and you want to like bake bread, is the last person that came that will be at the top list. So the person that will be at the bottom will be the first person that you attend to. You understand? So now, in terms of shift and unshift, now you are dealing with the top part. So that will be first in, first out. So shift and unshift deals with the front, while pop and push deals with the back. I hope you got the logic.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Let me quickly talk about map because of time. So map, what map does is to loop through the array. So if I want to loop through this array now, I want to move from Malik, then to this number, to color, to true, to this, to this. So that's what map does. So let me because of time. So if I say first array dot map, yeah. So now, but we've not talked about function. We are going to. So let me just overview. You might really not understand what this map does. So now, if I say first array dot map, yeah, I want to loop through Malik from Malik to this, to this, to this now. So now the first, it takes in a callback function. No, this is not the right time. Okay, let's stop here. Let's stop here. There's no way you guys will get it because we've not talked about function. We are actually going to use a function. Let's stop here. We will not get it. So do we have any question on what we've done so far? Hello?
Sorry, please. You were doing map the other time. Have you cancelled it?
Yes. I discovered that you guys will not understand it because we've not talked about function and dealing with map. We need to talk about what is called talked about function and callback function, and we've not discussed about that. So it will be a little bit difficult for you guys to wrap your head around it. So when we discuss about function, I will come back to it.
I want to ask a question, please. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, what sorry to comprehend what you are saying, since all these ones that we have been doing, it's just like a fundamentals. So it's not the functions that now make the website interactive, or we still are, is there's still another, what would I put it to?
They are just like basics. They are pieces. By the time we start putting them together, it will start making sense.
And that's why I'm trying to say that the functions part of it is the one that makes the JavaScript interactive, right? When you
Yes.
start taking functions, right?
Exactly. Calling those functions to, okay, do this for me, do this for me.
Okay.
So all these
Thank
pieces that we
you.
did, all these pieces of declaring a variable array, yeah, by the time we put all of them in use now, it will start making sense. These are just basics of things we need to know.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Okay, please. I realized that yesterday's recording has not been placed on the group. So I don't know whether it's automatically being placed on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, seriously, I don't know what the team behind this thing. I seriously can't see what is stopping them, because when I did pre-internship with some fellows sometimes last year, we used Zoom, and immediately we stop recording, it converts to a video format. I can't remember the format. Then it's just for them to upload on on YouTube. What I will do is immediately after this call now, I will call Oni immediately, or Rachel, or Faith. Yeah. So I think they can just make me part of the team of those uploading the video, the YouTube video. So if it is data problem, I think my network is always fast at home. I can be uploading to YouTube, but I will discuss with them. I think it's high time we discuss that, because the video is always coming very late, which is not too good. I will discuss with them now.
Thank you.
Yeah. So all right, guys. Yeah.
Can you share this file on the Slack channel?
Definitely I will. Definitely I will. Let me do that.
Please, where exactly will you share it? Where?
Our normal web development Cohort 3.
All right.
Yeah.
Please, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go on.
Okay. So I noticed that probably I did not get it when you were doing, but I noticed that in some places you use double inverted commas, in some places single inverted comma. Is it that it is not specific? You can use any one, or in what cases do you use a double inverted comma or a single inverted comma? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Were you in class yesterday? No.
Actually, I was, but at some bit I was getting disconnected.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's the same. It's the same. Did you get that?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the same. So
You
you can
can
use
use
any one you
anyone.
want. Yeah. So if I should format, there's an extension I have in my system. If I should format this code now, it's going to turn it to double quotes, I think. You see, right? So everything is now having
Yes.
double quotes. Yes. So it's the same thing. It's going to work just fine.
Malik, sorry, I have an suggestion.
Okay.
Instead of you going to the website to check the console of your results, why don't you use this extension Quokka, something like that? So it will just show
Okay,
the result.
Quokka, yeah. I know Quokka, but there was a time what's it called? Installed it. I can't even remember how it works. Yeah. I know. I once installed it. But I will look at how it works again.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Thanks. Thank you
if
very
you
much.
know how it works, can you tell us how it works?
Yeah, it's instead of you checking your console, what the results, the way I put console log here, so Coca will just display the results of what we are expecting on the console here like this. So I'll just see the results here. That's what it does.
I have a question. The crocker,
Okay,
just
yeah,
like
go
the
on, please.
just like the console. I know if you display on the console, if there's an error,
Yeah,
at least the console can direct you to that part. There's a part you
to
click.
where yes.
Yes, the crocker, does it behave that way?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I
don't think
I've
it's
not used it. Sorry, I've not used
As
it, but I've taken a class that it was showing something like a red light. It's a signal. Yeah, like okay, there's an error in
so
a
I'm not
code or
talking
something.
about signal, like the console will signal an error and will still direct you to that part where you can actually figure out that error. But the
Yes, I
error,
think yes. It will show something like a bulb, like maybe like a red bulb or something like that, like a signal in that code. Yeah, I think so.
If the results are printing out by the side immediately, you can always see that there's an error since it's by the side, and you can tell the line.
But then if you just click on this thing, I think you will see how it's being used. You can always read their documentations. So on how it works. So do we have any
Okay.
question so that we can end this class? It's almost time.
Okay, sorry, this is not a question. This is concerning the last assignment. I noticed my assignment is yet to be viewed.
Yet to be built. Hello?
Yeah, I said it's yet to be viewed.
See, it's not been seen yet.
Okay, like the CXS assignment.
Yes.
Okay, it was Isiak that marked it, but I don't know. What's your name? Can you just message me on Slack?
Okay.
So I will talk to him. Yeah. It's the one that that marked that of CSS. I marked that of HTML and I've submitted it. So I'm expecting them to like release the results so that everybody can see. But we all did fine, right? So we'll call it a day. So far, I'm really impressed with what we are doing. Let's keep up the good work. We'll get there gradually. It's a matter of time, yeah. A time will come when we are going to look back and we'll be like, okay, yeah, we've gone this far, yeah. So let's keep up the good work. I will call the organizers immediately after I drop this. Let's talk about how to get the videos uploaded on time, yeah. So good night, everyone. See you
Please
guys.
don't good night yet, though, please.
It's almost time. Who is that? Abimbola, I want to ask a question.
No, it's Messi.
Okay, yeah, Messi, go on.
I'm not asking a question. I just want to like plead that the way you are taking this GS and it's no easy to comprehend another, please just make it like that. Please. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, you're welcome. I will try as much as possible to make the explanation go this way. You know, when we started the program, I said it's not going to be like easy to learn JavaScript in 3 weeks, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll try as much as possible to learn what we can learn. Then this is a community and it's here to stay, right? We'll always be together, talk more. Anywhere we have a problem, we'll still continue. Even when the program is, when we are done with the program, I hope the Slack channel will still be available. They will continue sharing resources, talking, and if we have any issue, we'll always find time to like talk about it. Probably maybe we can just like come up with 2 hours every weekend, maybe in the morning, afternoon, or evening, just answer a few questions, things like that. But don't worry, we'll always keep the energy going. Yeah, thanks, Messi.
Malik, sorry, before you cut the call, after this whole cohort is has ended, rather, do we still have access to these materials, or if the Notion is closed, all the materials go with the Notion?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the organizer, but I think the YouTube video are going to be available. But the Notion, that I'm not sure of. But I think it should still be available. Yeah, because like it's like a package that they create for every cohort. But I don't know. But I'm very sure the YouTube video is going to be available because YouTube is always accessible.
And Abibola, I have an idea. Instead of you just waiting, you can just create a document on your drive. Just be like copy all the links. Save it. That's what I do for all the slides too. You copy and save on your drive.
Let me stop the recording so that the person that will watch it will not.
All right. Thank you very much.